The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hey, welcome everyone to this inaugural 2022 Mayors and Supervisors Report. This year, as in last year's, we'll be presenting the thoughts and ideas of the mayors and supervisors in the towns and villages we cover. This is Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel, and welcome again. Let's start off this week's show with John Moffett, Town of Mendon. John, how are we doing in the Town of Mendon?
Great, Chris. Thanks for having me. Happy New Year to everyone. I want to mention a couple of things. First of all, the Mendon Highway Department will be out picking up holiday Christmas trees for the next couple of weeks. It obviously will be weather permitting, so if we get any amount of snowfall or the need to plow or salt the roads, that'll take first priority, but they will be out picking up trees over the next 2 weeks. Also, the Town of Mendon's organizational meeting, first of the year, marks a new year for the town as far as organizing goes. That is January 3rd, 7 p.m. at the community center. And the town board will be making various appointments. We will have Brent Rosick is the new town board member. He'll be seated by then because the swearing in is January 1st at the community center at 2 p.m. And thank you to John Haygreen, who is an outgoing town board member who decided not to run. We did twist John's arm and got him to stay on as a liaison to the town board for the completion of the military memorial and the spray park. So he was a driving force in that, and we all wanted to have John see that through. So John is going to stay on as a non-compensated liaison in that position. After our January 3rd organizational meeting, we will have another meeting in January on the 24th, once again, 7 p.m. at the community center. And that will be just a regular meeting to pay bills and any other various things that comes before the board. We're looking into sidewalks, expanding sidewalks in the hamlet in 2022. So I'm started a little preliminary work with our town engineer. We're trying to identify some of the areas that are in need, because I definitely have heard from a few folks who feel that they would like some expanded sidewalks in and out of the hamlet. So we're going to work on that, try to set up something that can't do it all in 1 year, but we're going to try to set up something in various phases so that we can extend some of the sidewalks in and out of the hamlet, which I think will help our businesses there as well. We're all looking forward to the end of COVID, and we keep getting little surprises along the way. And I think once we start to really turn the corner on this thing, I think we're going to see some expansion in the hamlet. And in talking to Rick, I think the same would be for the village of Honeoye Falls, and we're definitely looking forward to that. So happy New Year to everybody, and thanks for having me.
Thanks, John. And let's go with Eileen Hansen, who is not on the call right now, but she sent me an update from the village of Scottsville. This is what she said. The next Board of Trustees meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 11th at 6:30 p.m. in the municipal building. A public hearing will be held at the January meeting at 7 p.m. to consider amending Village Code 162-13B1 pertaining to 2-hour parking on the south side of Beckwith Avenue from a point 100 feet west of the west wall of the Thomas J. Connor School to a point 100 feet east of the east wall of said school, except as otherwise prohibited. Immediately after the public hearing, Deputy Chris Chambry of the Crime Prevention Unit of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office will address the concerns about the recent break-ins. Besides discussing the precautions individuals can take, he will also talk about a virtual neighborhood watch. As you may know, at the December meeting, the board approved Local Law 8 2021, opting out of marijuana dispensaries, and Local Law 9-2021, opting out of on-site marijuana consumption establishments. Both laws are subject to a permissive referendum. Residents may petition the village to present the law for a ballot vote at the March election. Petitions must be filed with the village clerk within 30 days of the passing of the local laws, which was on December 14th, and signed by at least 20% of the registered voters in the previous general election. The village election will be held on Tuesday, March 15th, 2022, between the hours of noon and 9 p.m. The designated polling place is the Wheatland Municipal Building Senior Center. The following seats are up for election: mayor, one person for a 4-year term, a trustee for a 4-year term, and another trustee for a 4-year term. Questions regarding the election should be directed to the Monroe County Board of Elections at 753-1550. Finally, Eileen wishes the Scottsville community a safe and healthy new year. That's it from the village of Scottsville, and the sun was shining brightly in my face when I read that. Let's go over to Rick Milne in the village of Honeoye Falls. How are we doing there?
Oh, we're doing good, Chris. It's great to see everyone. And again, to echo a couple of points from Supervisor Moffitt and also Mayor Hanson, we hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas holiday and New Year holiday. Welcome to 2022. It's going to be an interesting year. As John had mentioned, we're hoping that we finally make that turn away from COVID, but it is still a growing concern. We are asking people to, continue to do their best to stay safe. At this point in time, the village still has some of the home test kits that we are handing out along with the town of Mendon. I know the town of Mendon has run through theirs, so theirs are gone. They are sending people over to the village hall as well, but we still have a couple of boxes left. And when I say a couple of boxes, I mean the large boxes with about 90 test kits in them. So we still have a small supply. If you need your test kit and you are a town of Mendon or village of Honeoye Falls resident, please stop by the village office at our normal business hours between 8 a.m. and 4 o'clock p.m. And we will be happy to give you one. So you just need to stop in and ask, and we'll be happy to hand them out. As we all know, our leaf pickup has stopped for the year. However, our crews continue to pick up tree limbs, et cetera, that have come down from some of the recent windstorms. So, if you do have something that you need to get out of your yard, try to get it out to the road while the weather has been good this weekend and into the beginning of the week. Try to get that stuff out, and our crews will pick it up. We are fully ready for the snow, though, and we know that's coming before too long. So all of our DPW crews, our highway crews, will be out taking care of our sidewalks and our roads. So let's try to get any limbs that you need out as quickly as possible. But again, please no more leaves. Then lastly, the village of Honeoye Falls did not have any elections in the past year. However, I just do want to mention that on January 3rd, as everyone knows, or those listening probably know, I was elected to the Monroe County Legislature. I will be sworn in at the legislative meeting on January 3rd at 6 p.m. And I just wanted to clarify once again, because I'm still getting questions about this. That does not mean that I will no longer be mayor. By New York state law, I am able to serve in both capacities. A village mayor can serve as a county legislator. That is not probably the long-term goal, and I'm going to work with my village board to do what's best for our community moving forward. But I will continue on as mayor at this point in time, as well as county legislator for the 5th legislative district, and I'm honored to do so. So with that, everything else is going well in the village. Our decorations will, come down in another week or so as we get, as we've gotten through the holidays. We appreciate the positive comments on the decorations, And we just hope everyone has a very healthy start to their 2022 year. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Rick. And I might add that Mike Falk and Todd Campbell, both supervisors, also serve on their county boards. And just like they've often reported on county issues as a result of their position there, I'll certainly encourage Rick to report on anything that he learns from the county. So then we can have 3 counties being addressed in this call. One question for you, Rick, just for clarification, and that is, what did the village end up deciding to do with regard to the marijuana law?
Yeah, Chris, great question. And we had some very healthy dialogue at our last village board meeting. And the village board of trustees did move, if you will, to not take action. So the village has actually opted in. We know that there is a lot of work to be done moving forward. We feel very confident that it's going to be, 18 months to 2 years before anyone would see any sales anyplace. And again, that's just based on what we're being told. It certainly could be sooner, but this will now also allow the village board and our zoning board of appeals to work on our zoning and make sure that if anything is to move forward, it will be moved forward in an appropriate location. We had, as I said, we had some very good dialogue, both in support of and against. And, we felt that at the end of the day, with the fact that we feel very confident that there are going to be very, very strict and stringent regulations on the product, we felt that for our village or for our community, it was the best option was just to take no action at this point in time. So
that's both for the consumption and the dispensation, or
that's correct.
Dispensation.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep, that's
Great.
correct. That's correct.
All right, John, you have anything more to add on your end? No, you're muted, so I guess you don't. So
I would just add that there is going to be something in all our residents' mailboxes sometime in and around January 3rd, your county and town tax bill. So I encourage you to look it over and encourage you to compare it to last year's, because our tax rate did go down. And unless you had lost an exemption or you put in an addition or a shed or a pool or something like that, you should see a reduction in your town tax.
all right, good news. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, everyone who's been listening. We're here on our Facebook page and YouTube channel every Sunday at 1 o'clock. Otherwise, you can read it all in the paper the following week. So bye-bye for now, and Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.